Grab summer by the reins. Open your wagering account to receive a $125 bonus. Sign up now at TVG.com.
You know, this is one of the few guys who could legitimately say that he is in the conversation for hardest working man in show business. That is Larry Collmus, who has just been named the new announcer of the NYRA racing circuit to succeed Tom Durkin. Larry, thank you for joining us for a couple of minutes here on the Morning Line.
Hey, Rich, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And what I'd like for you to do is tell us, number one, what does it feel like to be moving into the booth previously occupied by an absolute legend of the sport? And secondly, what your calendar is moving up to your duties with NYRA. I understand that you've got a couple of things you need to clear first.
Well, as far as the first part goes, following Tom Durkin is quite a task for sure. I mean, he has brought race calling to a new level. He has just done an amazing job over the years, and he's as good as it gets. And I'm not going to be replacing him. I'm going to be following him, and it's not going to be something that's going to be easy. But I think that we're going to have a lot of fun in New York. Getting to call all these great races, and that's certainly. I don't want to try to compete with what Tom did. I'm going to do my own thing, and we're going to have a good time with it. As far as my schedule goes, Rich, it basically. I'm going to be going to Churchill Downs to finish out my agreement with them, calling the September meet there, and then the November meet as well. So I'll have some time off in October. And then after Churchill closes in November, I'm going to head straight down to Florida and call the Gulfstream meet. And then I'm going to head straight to New York, the Gulfstream winter meet, I should say, the championship meet. And then I'm going to start at Aqueduct with the week of the Wood Memorial like Tom Durkin always did. And I'm going to be calling the New York circuit all the way through the end of Belmont Park in October. And John Embrial will be taking over at that point, and he'll call the winter months.
Larry, Paulo Duca here. I got to spend a lot of time with you at Monmouth the years I was there, and got to visit you up in the booth. I know with the job that you got at Churchill Downs, to get offered this job and take this job in New York, you spent so many years on the Jersey Shore. You spent so many years in Boston at Suffolk. Is this sort of a homecoming for you, number one? And number two, is that credit card payment to U-Haul getting higher and higher? It seems like you're moving every other week.
I know, it's been crazy lately, Paul. It really has with the schedules, and the Churchill thing totally caught me off guard. I did not see myself going there, and I absolutely loved it at Churchill. The people there and the people in Louisville are absolutely fantastic. But like you said, I'm an East Coast guy, and when that opportunity came along to call it the best racing circuit in the country, and especially at Saratoga, which is as good as it just could possibly get, it's something that I couldn't turn down. Plus, there's so many more racing dates in New York than Churchill Downs offers, and so it was a situation where it was something that I felt like I had to do. It's a dream that I've always had, to be the guy that gets to call in New York after Tom decides he doesn't want to do it anymore. And like I said, the Churchill people were great, but it was something I felt like I had to do.
In addition to calling on the NYRA circuit, Larry, do me a favor and let our viewers know what your ongoing network obligations will be, because we know that we associate you as the voice of some of racing's biggest days. Which of those will be on your calendar going forward?
Pretty simple. It's the Triple Crown and the Breeders' Cup.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple and pretty darn good. I'm excited about that. The folks at NBC have been great, and the people at the New York Racing Association understand my situation with all that, and I'm sure they're happy to let me out. And John Embrial will call Kentucky Derby Week, Preakness Week, and Breeders' Cup Week when I'm fulfilling those obligations with NBC.
Larry, we always talk about guys getting traded all the time in the professional business. It seems like you've been traded here and there. We always ask professional athletes, so I'm going to ask a professional race caller, who's the first person you called when you got the news that you were going to take the job at the NYRA?
The first person I called, well, I think it was more like people were calling me at that point when the word got out, because my phone was going crazy. I didn't even have a chance to call anybody, but I talked to members of my family and my brother and sister, and they were excited about it. tons of friends were pretty fired up about it. So it was all good stuff.
We've been chatting with track announcer Larry Collmus. Larry, thanks again for spending a couple of minutes with us here on the Morning Line. Congratulations on kind of a generational job offer out there in the track announcer world, and we look forward to hearing your calls on the NYRA circuit beginning next April.
Thanks a lot, guys, and thanks for having me come on, and have a great day.
All right. Larry Collmus joining us. Yeah, I mean, really, you just had to know that that he rose to the top as amongst a big pool of very talented race callers, because everybody wanted that NYRA job.
Yeah, we have to start taking this pretty serious. The CEO, Chris Kay.